Alright, Dean Davison, liveweatherblogs.com, meteorologist here at 5 o'clock. Update here of Irene. We're getting back to the Irene. And this is the 2 o'clock model data. And you can see it still puts it on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. There's a lot of questioning where it's going to go. A lot of the models are now showing it going over the Outer Banks of North Carolina. And this is a consensus that North Carolina will get hit, and another consensus saying it's going to be, and what I said earlier, it's just going to be, even if it was 20 miles off the coast, it's going to be hurricane force winds inland a ways. People like Norfolk, people like down in North Carolina, they're going to see actual hurricane force winds. Water's going to build up because the hurricane is coming on new moon cycle. We're going to see these models again tonight when I do another update, but just a consensus saying right along the Outer Banks, maybe a little further inland, and some of the models actually pull this into New Jersey before going through Long Island and that area. Also, a little off topic, the topic was earlier, man, that earthquake. Let me tell you, I've never felt, and I felt one earthquake prior to today, and it was a very minor shake. This was a massive shake. It shook the whole entire computer. I just had finished my blog. I can't explain it. Just things falling. It was just crazy earthquake. Being close to a 6 on the Richter scale, that means it was a significant earthquake. And everybody up in New Jersey, and y'all felt it too, reading by what I read. So it was an interesting day. But back to Irene, you can see where this is going. And these are just slightly shifting. It's not like this is going to get knocked out to sea. The models sometimes do vary before getting a generalized consensus. The only good thing about this is that we're getting a lot of aircraft data getting input into this. A lot of planes flying. So these are a little more accurate. Like I said, the Outer Banks, they do look like they're going to have some fun. Here's the official National Hurricane Center track. This did go down to a Cat 1. It did interact with some land over Hispaniola, and that happens. It'll regain strength to Category 3, and then come up through the, you can see here with the official model, puts it up through parts of North Carolina, then puts it up, actually this model puts it right on Cape May. That would be terrible for the state of New Jersey. I've went many times in many emergency management conferences where I discussed the severity that even a Cat 1 or 2 hurricane could do. Water buildup if it hit New Jersey. In this circumstance, this could happen. So, something we got to keep an eye on here. You can see here's the hurricane, pretty well tightening up. Again, a lot of that southwesterly block is going and it's re-strengthening. And as I said, this is moving in this general direction before it makes its northerly turn. Parts of the Bahamas now influenced by some tropical storm force winds, hurricane force winds. They seem to be expanding, but they're also here located, and that'll come into the Turks Caicos Islands and the Bahamas a little bit. So, increasing wind for the Bahamas. If you look here at the H-Wharf model, you're going to see where this comes over to Bahamas, starts strengthening again as it passes by Florida, before it makes that turn. As you see, the H-Wharf model does put this in below the Outer Banks, and the strongest winds and heaviest rain on the Outer Banks will pull this over to Tidewater, Virginia, and then up, and would affect New Jersey pretty bad. The GFS, we can see what's going on with the GFS. This has been a little bit eastern trending. It shows a somewhat deeper trough. As a trough moves away and the ridge builds, that's where you're going to start the northerly turn. Now we have a new trough coming in through the Midwest, and that's where you have to see how that operates. Will that trough be deep enough to shift this far enough away? Here we go. GFS, still, look at that. Look at the isobars here. We're talking about winds will be all the way into the Roanoke Valley. Strong winds along the coastal regions going on here. And like I said, this would be a bad situation. Extremely bad situation. We're talking about DC, Roanoke. All these places when it gets wind and rain. There's no doubt in my mind. And this could make landfall near the areas such as Cape May and Atlantic City before it spikes in New York City. And you see, just amazing potential here for some damage along the eastern seaboard. A lot of people are going to be affected here. The Canadian run. Take a look at the Canadian run. Canadian run still shows the Outer Banks hit, and then your New Jersey coast. So, like I'm saying, this is going to be a hit. No matter what you look at, you're going to have effects from Irene. Roanoke, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York City, same places that got the earthquake today. You're going to have issues. GFDL. This model's always been a little bit to the west. And this shows, I mean, they're all consensusly speaking the same way. A North Carolina strike, and then coming up and going directly north. Now, this is going to be a concern to me if I was in New Jersey at this point. This is a concern for them now also. It's something that all these computer models are getting this ingested data from all these airplane runs. So these are extremely accurate. So the North Carolina strike and up into the New England area is looking very probable now. I mean, the computer model data is consistently trending this way. The North Carolina's been in trends for 4 days. So this is what we have to understand about tropical weather. There's still a 3-day window. Things could shift a little bit. Like I said, this is a very big storm, so there's going to be effects no matter what. ECMWF model. This is what's scary about the situation. These are all lining up now. This pulls this into the Carolinas, into Virginia, a lot of wind and rain, then into New Jersey, then into New England. So, you know, Euro, GFS, these models are all coming together, and that's not a good sign. If you don't like hurricanes, but if you do, that's a good sign if you want to see them. Carolina coastline, straight up into New England, needs to be on edge here. This is a serious situation. Here's the no gaps model. Same predicament. Carolina coast, up to New Jersey, up to Long Island, and out. So these are all very close, within 25 miles, 50 miles of each other. This is a very big storm also. I'm going to keep saying that. And that is why we have to watch this system more and more. Stay with liveweatherblogs.com for all your latest weather information, and we'll keep you updated. Hopefully we don't have too many more aftershocks from this earthquake. From liveweatherblogs.com, this is meteorologist Dean Davison.